Okay, it's finally time to make this video because it's been a while, but been getting a lot of questions about how I became a model and how I got started, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and answer the questions that I've been getting over and over again. And no, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just like, I guess I'm one of those people that want my videos to be perfect, but that's not really possible. So, I feel like there's never really a right time, especially with YouTube. And I just realized the last time I posted was like 11 months ago. So like the main question that I get is like, how did I get started? And I actually went on Google and I looked it up. I was like, how do I become a model? That was the question that I looked up. And pretty much every article that I read said to like start my portfolio, and I looked up how to do that. And it pretty much said to like shoot with different photographers to build experience, which I did. And I also collaborated with different makeup artists and stuff. And honestly, if you're starting out, obviously, like, people are going to say no because you don't, if they don't feel like you're worth working with, they're not going to. That's the unfortunate part. But I mean, honestly, if you keep reaching out to people, somebody might say yes. Or if not, you can hire somebody. As far as digitals go, like, you can take them yourself. I bought a tripod on Amazon for like 20 bucks, and that wasn't really difficult at all. Yeah, it's really not that hard, at least to like, get started with at least doing that, because like most agencies, I don't think they really care about portfolio to start. It's more so like they need digitals because they need to see what you look like naturally. Okay, so I'm going to answer some of the questions that I was getting because I made a notepad of the stuff that people were asking, because a lot of people were asking the same questions, which is perfectly fine, but like I didn't want to answer it 40 times, like typing out like a whole response to stuff, so it kind of makes it easier to just make a video. Okay, so the first question that I was asked was, did I apply online or was it an open call? I actually didn't apply to anybody yet. I had been overthinking it for years and I never actually did. So actually my agency found me. I think they were looking for models with shorter hair, and luckily I'd cut my hair off. But if you are looking to apply online, most agencies have a tab on their website that says submit or become a model, and they'll tell you what they're looking for. They want your measurements, they want digitals from you because they need to see what you look like naturally. Like if you're female, they need your hair pulled back, you with no makeup, a simple like tank top, white or black, denim jeans and heels. And so they need like a full body. So, first obviously face shot, like 3/4 profile of just your face, and then 3/4, which is, whip your up, and then full body, but from each of those angles. And natural light's best. If you don't have lights or anything, use your phone. I mean, you can figure out how you want to do that. You can either buy a tripod on Amazon for 20 bucks, super easy. If you have natural light coming in your house, I mean, I taped my phone to my window because I broke my tripod. You can use whatever you want to like, take your photos, but they need to see what you look like naturally. Like, don't wear makeup. Don't, because no matter how many times people say, oh, I'm just gonna do natural, it's like a full cake face. They want to see what you look like naturally, because like whatever you walk into a place looking like, that's what you're supposed to look like. So like, for example, like if you have a beauty shoot, you have to arrive with no makeup on. So you have to be comfortable not wearing makeup. And I'm saying this because a lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't like it doesn't matter. They want to see what you look like naturally. Yeah, so every agency has a submissions tab. You can email them and you could submit online via the website portion. Like they literally, every website has it. Trust me, I've looked. And to be honest, if they don't answer, you can literally keep submitting. Like it really doesn't matter. Also, depending on where you're based, that might make a difference as well. But honestly, like, just keep submitting to places because there's so many different states and countries. Like if, let's say you don't get, a response from here, there's 50 states, and like there's agencies in every location. And as far as finding like different agency names, like they have a list of them on like models.com. You can look on Google, do your research, like figure out who is a legit agency. Like just kind of keep looking, because there's a lot of different companies, and I know there's a lot that pretend to be legit agencies. Some advice I have for any new models, like no agency is going to ask you for money. Like I've heard some larger agencies will charge you to be on their on their website board. But I mean, like if an agency is asking you for like $3,000 to get started or something, it's not legit. Like they shouldn't be asking you for money because they're supposed to be making you money. All right, let me reword that. By that I mean like there's a lot of companies that are like, oh, we can help you become a model, but pay $400 first. That shouldn't be happening. Even with portfolio building, that shouldn't be happening. Like they're there to help, you know, like sorry. They're supposed to be there to help you out as far as that goes. They're not supposed to be charging you is what I'm saying. Like yes, they take like 15 to 20% depending on the agency, maybe 10 to 20. I guess like for me, my agency takes 20% of every job, but they get me a lot of really good work, so it's been helpful. But like I said, anybody that's asking for money up front is not legit. Okay, so the next question I got was the same as the first question. It was the person was saying that they want to apply, but they don't know whether to go in or submit online. To be honest, since COVID, a lot of people have been doing everything digitally, so like there's really no way to walk into agencies, I don't think. At least not here. I don't know about other places or if anything's changed since then, but I think everybody's doing things like via Zoom and stuff. So the best thing is just submit online and via email. Like most of their websites or their Instagrams and stuff, like they have the email that you can contact, or you can go on the website. They have a contact us button, and they have like a submissions tab where you can send in your pictures. So for digital, they need to be completely unedited because they need to see exactly what you're going to look like. Don't retouch anything. Like, you know, people are making themselves skinnier in photos or changing their faces, and like don't do that. Also, you can submit some like pictures of you smiling too along with that because they want to see like what you look like, because like I do a lot of commercial work and they're gonna ask for like pictures of you smiling, pictures of you no makeup. So I don't think they're having open calls right now. I've seen a couple people like in New York they are, I guess. I'm not there, so I don't know. I think they do have casting calls and stuff, but honestly, like I think most stuff is online. So okay, so the next question is like, what's the best agency? Honestly, there's so many that I wouldn't necessarily say any specific one is the best one, because obviously it depends on where you're based. There's so many because I have my agency, which is O Models. I guess they're based in Hollywood because they've moved a couple of times. But I also have like friends that are at other agencies as well, like Stets Model Management. There's a lot. You literally just have to keep looking and seeing what agencies there are based off of what you're looking to do. Because I mean, honestly, like my best advice right now is that not everybody, but like the best type of modeling is commercial modeling, because one, that makes the most. Other genres don't make as much money, unfortunately. Because commercial modeling, it's stuff that's marketable. Like shooting sexy stuff is fine, but it doesn't always make the money that commercial modeling does. Fashion modeling, everybody wants to be a fashion model. Unfortunately, most people that are doing fashion modeling are not making like, you know, a couple $1,000s per job or something like that. Like it's fun, editorial shoots are fun, but they don't make you money. I'm just gonna be 100% honest. Like I'm not saying I haven't been hired to do them, but they don't pay as well as commercial modeling does. And by commercial modeling, like anything, like I'm answering this question because I know somebody's gonna ask me what commercial modeling is. Like for example, you go to Target, you see those print ads. When you buy anything where you see a person's face on it, that's commercial modeling. You know, a book, oh, ignore my mail, it broke off. You know, when you go to T-Mobile, AT&T, that's commercial modeling. That pays really well. So I highly recommend people focusing on commercial modeling. Like fashion stuff is cool, but unless you book like a major campaign, you're not going to be making really good money. Like you can't make a living off of it. E-commerce pays really well. Like, you know, like I'm wearing activewear, like something for like a clothing website or shoes website, hair. Most stuff that's like online pays pretty well. There's different websites that you could submit for stuff. So like, I don't know about every other state, but like for here, we have like lacasting.com, we have New Book. So there's tons of different ways to, there's tons of different ways to like start shooting with people, because there's a lot of startup companies on these websites and stuff. But I'm gonna be 100% honest, you do actually have to start off not getting paid, because I didn't get paid for like 3-4 years till I started. But that's because like I was overthinking stuff and I wasn't very like confident starting out. But honestly, when I cut my hair off, I became, I guess, more marketable to people's companies and stuff like that. I'm not saying everybody should cut their hair off, but I feel like this is more of my look than the look that I had initially. Also, like, I think a super important thing is like to make sure you're sending formal emails to people. Like, if you're contacting somebody, like asking to be part of their agency, don't talk to them like you're talking to your friends. Like, I'm saying this because people have showed me what they're emailing people, and it's not good. So like, for example, if I wanted to be added to somebody's agency roster, say, hi, my name is, I would love to, or obviously I can say my name, but I can be like, hey, hi, my name is Brittany. I am a commercial beauty and fashion model based in Los Angeles, or working in Los Angeles. I would love to be considered as a model for your agency. You can word it however you want, but be professional with it, because everybody has different ways of how they word stuff. You can put a link to your work, include pictures of yourself, because people typically want to see what you look like. I mean, they may or may not click on the link, but if you have, I try to attach photos. So like if I'm submitting to something, like I'll say like, hi, my name is Brittany Mason. I would love to be considered as a model for fill in the blank. My work can be viewed on Instagram.com/Brittany S. Mason, period, or I'll put wherever else they can find my pictures. I've also attached pictures of my work below. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your time and consideration. And so me adding that actually helps, because a lot of times I do get a response back when I am emailing for things, whether it's submitting for a job, which I don't really submit for jobs anymore now, but it helps because people typically will respond back if if you give them a reason to respond back. Because if you're just saying, hi, I want to be a model for your agency, they're not going to respond, because one, that's super informal. And two, what reason do they have? And I'm saying this because there are people emailing that. Unfortunately, I did have one person tell me that she was sending like sexual pictures to the agencies. Don't do that. Just be mindful of what you're submitting. Like natural light is the best, because look at this. Right now, I can have no makeup on and nobody could tell. I mean, not that matters really, but I feel like natural light is the best. Like if you don't have natural light coming in your house, you can go to the park. You can take pictures anywhere. I think like last year I needed to take digitals for something. I went to a Starbucks because I knew that like most Starbucks have like a light colored wall. It is overwhelming, to take pictures in public if you're not used to it, but it's not that bad. Oops. So I started modeling in, I think 2018, 2019. I had just graduated from college and, I'm dumb. Sorry, let me start again. I actually started modeling around 2018, 2019. Well, that was when I first wanted to get started, because I just graduated from high school, and I had been going to a community college. No, I had just graduated from high school, and I actually went to Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I was there on campus, and they had like a natural hair pageant, which, I mean, So for most pageants in general, obviously they have the talent portion, they have the swimwear portion, and then the like dressy portion. I don't know what they called it, but prior to the shoot, they had a promotional shoot for it. And I was terrified because I'm very, very, very shy, or I was shy at the time. And of course, I made sure I was the last person to go because I wasn't confident at that time. And so like out of 5 girls, I remember like, everybody else. Oh, by the way, they had us dressed like Greek goddesses. They had wrapped us in like purple satin fabric. And I had a lot of hair. I had an afro at the time, and I was terrified once again. So when I actually went to go take my pictures, I was like, let me pretend like I'm a model. I didn't know anything about it. I think the most I'd done was watch America's Next Top Model, which is not even really accurate, to be honest, most of the time. I haven't watched it in a while, but yeah, so I was like, let me pretend like I'm a model. So I was like giving face. It was probably awful, but I thought I was. And I remember like when the girl was shooting the other girl, she was like dead quiet. And I remember like, like the room was pretty much quiet. She was just like shoot. Everybody was just like really stiff, just standing there, and she's just shooting them. And when she got to me, and I started like pretending like I was a model, like this was a real photo shoot. She was like, yes, yes, oh my God. And I was like really awkward because I was like, okay, oh my God, she's, you know, drawing attention to me. But I remember she ran across the room and showed everybody else the photos, and I was like slightly embarrassed because I'm like really, I was really shy at the time. But that was a really real confidence booster because I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is possible. Maybe I can model. And then I remember after that, one of my friends was in the lobby and he had a camera and he was like, hey, can I take pictures of you? And I'm like, no, why would you want to do that? Because like I said, I wasn't thinking about modeling at that time. And so he did take some pictures of me like in the lobby, which was, they're really bad. Because obviously, like, you know, inside a building, it's like yellow lighting and it's just horrible. But then after that, he convinced me to do a shoot around campus, and like we took some pictures by the bluff. We took pictures in the lobby, like all around campus. And I remember pretending like I felt confident because I was like, yeah, I did my makeup. Now that I look back, first of all, my eyebrows were not done correctly. My foundation was really bad. I had a really bad wig where like the lace was like, it was bad. The wig was lifting. It was like $20. I mean, honestly, there are some good $20 wigs, but this was a terrible one. I had found it like a random beauty supply. It was awful. Never again. It had curls in it already. At the time, I didn't really know how to do hair. So anyways, long story short, of course, I received a lot of like negative messages and stuff like that. People were like attacking me, saying, oh my God, your wig's terrible. You can't dress. But I got through it. I also had a friend on campus that was taking pictures of me with her. I had a friend on campus that was taking pictures of me with her phone. At the time, I had an Android. She had an iPhone, and so she would take like hundreds of photos of me and text them to me. And you just have to practice. So the whole point is you have to practice. You have to practice posing. I know a lot of people are saying that they're not comfortable in front of the camera. You kind of just have to become comfortable. You don't think about it, and you just have fun. Like if this is the life that you want, you decide you want to model, you have to practice posing. Like practice in the mirror, pretend like, you know, you can practice in the mirror, you can practice in front of a window, wherever you can, you know. You can prop up your phone and take pictures and take videos and just see what angles work for you. Just have fun and try stuff. Like, you know, look at pictures online, look at videos online. So you pretty much you have to keep trying things and see what works. You know, everybody has a different body type, and you know, if let's say you have a different body type than other people, typically you can look online and find a video of find somebody with a similar body type to you and look at how they pose and look at how, you know, that works. Okay, so what I was saying is find a person with a similar body type to you that's already doing it in this industry and look at how they pose. And that's how you can typically figure out how to learn how to pose. But you just have to try stuff and learn your body type. Not your body type, but learn your angles. You know, whether you're curvier or skinnier. Also, by the way, height doesn't matter. People keep saying, well, I'm 5'1", I'm 5'2". With commercial modeling, they don't care about that. It's about, are you photogenic and can you sell the product? So like, activewear, beauty, like I've done skincare, beauty, activewear, hair care, like all that stuff. They don't care about your height. Fashion modeling cares about height, but like, that's not even what I'm doing. I mean, I have modeled for some brands, but like I'm not doing like high fashion work and stuff like that. And I know that's everybody's goal. You can do that as well, but honestly, commercial modeling is where it's at. Okay, so the next question is how much I make per month. That actually varies depending on the type of job that I'm doing. Honestly, every job has made, like, every other job has made, like, every job has a different budget depending on what it is. So I can't necessarily tell you that because I don't know. I haven't been tracking anything. But it just really depends on the job. Like when I was starting out, I was doing jobs for like $100 and stuff like that. I think as you gain more experience and you learn what you're doing and you know your angles and stuff like that, you know, you can charge like $100 an hour, $150 an hour, depending on what you would like to do. But like I said, it just really depends on the company because every single job has a different budget. Like I haven't had any every other job has a different budget depending on what they're able to pay or what they're willing to, not even what they're able to, what they're willing to pay. But depending on your agency and how well you work, you can make good amounts of money, just depending on what it is. I say that because, like I said, every company has a different, because sometimes I have jobs that I'm only working for like 4 hours, 6 hours. It just really depends. I don't think they go off of hourly. I think they go off of like what the company's budgets are, because it really has varied. I can't say exact amounts for every job because unfortunately that wouldn't be a good idea. Unfortunately, I feel like somebody might go say, hey, Brittany said she made this much on this job, pay me that. Believe it or not, there's somebody that's going to do that, so I'm not going to do that. But it just really depends on the job and what the client, is able to pay or willing to pay. Okay, I'm just going to have to continue speaking because someone's doing yard work outside and they're going to be here for a minute. But honestly, like I said, it depends on the job. But when you're starting out, you do have to work for free. I'm going to be 100% honest. Because, you don't have to, but I would recommend it to get started, because what I see is a lot of people will show up to jobs and they're inexperienced and they're getting paid, but they're standing there and they're like, I don't know what to do. Like, they look confused or they don't know how to pose. I've seen this a lot. And so now you're wasting that company's time because, they're paying you and now you don't know how to pose. Like, that's another thing to keep in mind. So you do have to learn first. I would recommend. Like, yes, there are a lot of people that sign with no experience and they're like, I want to get paid. I get that. But like, if you don't know what you're doing when you get there, that's not good, because now the photographer has to direct you. You're taking up their time because people are booking studios. Makeup artists are being booked for some stuff, like sometimes wardrobe stylists. So I really recommend getting that experience first before you start getting paid for stuff, because a lot of companies are wasting money on people that don't know what they're doing. Not saying that to be mean, but what I'm saying is, like, people like to be able to get through stuff really quickly. So let's say it's an e-commerce shoot and they have a bunch of activewear they need to shoot, like, fitness apparel. They have a bunch of dresses they need to shoot. You don't know your angles. Let's say they want 30 pictures per look. And it just depends on the person. Everybody's asked for something different. Some people want 6 poses, or they'll just keep having the photographer shoot until they get the shot. But you have to be able to give them different poses. If you're standing there and you're like, you look like, I'm not sure what to do. Now you're wasting their time. They just booked that studio for 8 hours, whatever the amount is. Like, some studios, I think like FD is like 45 an hour. They're paying for a studio. Some studios like 100 an hour. So they're wasting time because you don't know how to pose. You're asking for money for this job, but you don't know what you're doing. So now you're taking up their time. So I would definitely recommend, get some experience first before you start charging. And I'm saying this because if I had started out and charging people without even knowing what I was doing, I would be wasting a whole bunch of people's time. And I get it, some people may not mind that, but you shouldn't waste people's time. If they're spending time on, they've hired everybody that's there, they've paid for this location, and their money's being spent. They want people that know what they're doing. And that goes for any type of job. Like, I've done fitness stuff where they're like, we're shooting like 60 something looks. I show up. You don't know how many looks you're shooting. And say you're there for the day, they'll pull out 60 outfits. I've had a couple clients where, I'm getting changed and then they're pulling out 2 more outfits. I go shoot, come back, there's 2 more outfits, and they just keep pulling out stuff for the 8 hours. I don't even know how many items we've shot. They don't want to say how many. So, yeah. Next question was the same thing. How did I become a model? I answered that in the beginning. Somebody else asked, when you applied to agencies, did you walk in? Did you do online? How long was the wait? I actually haven't gone into any agencies physically yet. I might look for more agencies in other states so I can, do more stuff. But I haven't actually been into any agencies yet because, like I said, we're in the pandemic, so I think a lot of places are not allowing walk-ins. Unless something's changed. If anybody has a different, answer regarding that. But last time I checked, they weren't accepting walk-ins. Am I still represented? Yes, I'm actually represented by O Models Agency. You can check them out on Instagram and omodelsagency.com. Next question was, after you build your portfolio, should I go into an agency? How should I approve my pictures? I mean, it really just depends on the agency. Like, some of them don't care about what your photos look like before because they're going to take new pictures. But I think you should, once again, have experience to show them if you want. But you definitely need digitals. And I repeat, you do need digitals because they're going to ask for them. Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, not that it doesn't matter, but they need those to submit to clients. So like I said, like for skincare, a lot of times they do ask for pictures of me with no makeup. They want to see my profile. They want to see me currently without makeup. Like right now, I have a little bit of foundation on, but they need to see what your skin texture looks like. I had one specific campaign where they were asking for close-up shots of my face. So you can't be insecure about your skin and stuff like that, because typically, unless like you have like cystic acne, they might not care. But even for that, there's companies that hire people that with pimples. So you can't even like, that doesn't mean you can't model. And I'm saying that because I've been hired for pimple patch companies. I've been hired for like acne wash stuff. So there are jobs where they do hire people with acne. How old do you have to be a model? I don't know specifically, but I think at least 17. I say that because I do know a girl that was 17 and she's working. So I think some agencies do have kid divisions too, because I do see children modeling online. So, I mean, honestly, you can just like contact them and ask politely, what's the age limit to start? I don't think it matters really, because there's babies modeling. Think about it, like Toys R Us, and when they were in, not in service, when they were existent, baby toys and stuff like that. So commercial modeling, I don't think they care about ages for that. And I don't think there's an age limit either, because I know people in their 40s that are still working. I know people in their 70s that are still working. I just did a skincare shoot, and there was a woman that had to be like 60s or 70s. I don't think not height. I don't think age matters, because it depends on what it is that you're shooting for, because there's tons of companies that don't care about that. There's a lot of people that hire mature models for things. So I don't think there's no cutoff age at all. People are like, oh, well, I'm 30. No, it doesn't matter. Because I know people in their 30s that are working. So it's still possible. I also talked to a woman that she was like 45, and she said she just started. So, there's time for that.